Hi guys, it's Ben with BoomBright Media again. Today I wanted to show you how easy it is to set up our ceiling hung display. This is assuming that you have a good substructure in the ceiling that you can simply install some hooks in, hook our attachments onto, run a cable down, connect it to the display, and you're good to go. That's landscape or portrait. So I'm going to show you here how to do that. I'll get started right away. So we're assuming we're in front of your window. This would be your window side. This would be the drop ceiling above your window. So we installed two hooks in the ceiling on where we'll attach our cabling and suspend it down to our display so it can be fully suspended just by the ceiling. So we're going to take these two hooks. So here's hook one. It's going to shove in, and it's just a friction fit actually. So you can pull on it now. And if you want to release this, you actually have to push this collar back, push the collar back like so, and pull the cable out. So otherwise you're just going to take it, push it straight in. Now you want to shove this cable all the way through until you have the appropriate amount of cable suspended from the ceiling that you want the top of your display to be at. So we'll pull this through to a set height, and again we'll do this with both cables. Now you can cut this cable, wrap it up, zip tie it, the excess amount you don't need. If it's a drop ceiling, you can just leave it in the ceiling. So again, we're going to just shove our cable through. This is the ceiling hook, so it'll look like this. So we'll shove it, and then we're just going to pull it to the length we want. As long as your hooks are set at the right height in the ceiling, you can set these cables up in the end and make sure you are matched. We're a little off, so we'll pull this down further until we have both hooks at close to the same height. We can make any adjustments we need on the bottom. If you have a T-bar ceiling, you are going to want to line up your holes directly below your hooks. So we'll take this, we're going to feed it down through our T-bar ceiling, attach the hook. So we'll take the end of our cable and we'll place it through this hole that's already cut. We'll shove this over. Right, so now we have our cables in place. I have this stand that I used just for setting these up in certain situations. This is modified, you can't get this. But now what we'll do is we're going to take our display out, and you have your foam that came with it, these chunks here. So they're great just to set up your display initially. So identify your top. My top's at this end. So I'll take this out. I like to set it down on top of my foam. Now you have these threaded attachments. They're going to thread directly in here. And this one here. Now you can do this landscape or portrait. We're choosing to do portrait today. Okay, so we have our attachments in the top. What we're going to do now is we'll pick this up. I'll be able to set it on my display. You will have a helping hand. You take your cable, run it through. And now you just level it. If you have a small torpedo level, you go up to whatever height you'd like. But today, because we're just setting this up quick, this will do. So ideally you want it eye height. So this works pretty good for me, but it's again about average viewers. So looking level, good to go. So now that the display is suspended where we want it to go and at the height we like, we're going to take off the access panel on the back using a screwdriver, and we're going to hook up our power. So what we'll do is we'll run the female end of the power cord down through the top. And then you can see these access points on the top and the side of the display, depending on the orientation you want to utilize the display. So we'll shove that down, and now we'll quickly take off this panel. The access panel will bend open initially, but you can take this plate directly out, and the 2 small screws, just leave them to the side for now, along with the screwdriver. Now we have the cord run through, and it's in that access panel. So what we'll do is we will plug it in. And if you're going to be using USB updates, it is best just to leave that access panel off prior to putting your USB in. Then we have our power cord. We're going to take this over here. If you were doing a ceiling installation, it is ideal to have the power cord run up the cables, any network connection. You can do Wi-Fi or Ethernet, but it is best to have the power run up the cable, hidden in the ceiling. Cosmetically, it looks the best. Now that our power's hooked up, we're just going to quickly turn this on. There's a red switch on the back. You want to make sure you push on the side with the line. So it's going to boot up. And it is automatic brightness settings. Here's your light sensor on the top, so it will adjust to ambient light. That way it's not screaming bright when it's dark at night or too dim during the day and you constantly have to adjust the settings. So the device will start. It's going to go into Magic Player, which is the pre-installed signage software. So here you have the ability to utilize the display as a cloud platform. You can schedule content that way. You can also use the LedArt app, so you can download that to your phone. With this one, you want to make sure you're on the same Wi-Fi connection to control the display. But the easiest and quickest way to get your content, if you're not as tech savvy and you just want to get something up on your screen, is simply via USB stick. So that's this option down here. With that, you need to ensure it's not in networking mode and that it is, in fact, in standalone mode. Standalone mode works for either the LedArt app, which is by your phone, or the USB. So we'll take our USB and plug it into the display. It's going to download that content directly onto the display. It's scanning the UDisc, downloading it. So once your content's downloaded, you can pull the stick and proceed to put your replacement cover back on. Or if you're in a certain location where you don't need the cover back on for access, just leave this guy off.